All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Build Your List with AI workshop. My name is Michael Demond Campbell, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to start building your list, specifically how you can start building a list that's going to include email addresses, names, and phone numbers. I'll explain why building a list that includes all that contact information is going to be very important for the times that we're in today. And then I'm going to walk you through some examples of the things you need to do in order to make people even want to get on your list, and also go through what it looks like to actually build a page that people can opt into. So I'll show you a couple different examples. I'm going to share my framework with you for this process and give you access to something that you didn't know you were going to get access to, which is another one of my AI agents, which is already pre-programmed to do everything that I'm teaching you inside of this workshop. So if you did nothing today and you tuned me out completely, you could go to the AI agent that I'm going to share with you and do everything without having to do the manual steps. But what I want you to understand is how the AI agent is built, and I'm going to go into that process so that when you are using it, you know how to get the results that you want to get. So we're going to get started with our presentation today. This is all about making sure you have what you need and the know-how to build your audience and build your list with smart and simple tools. So our agenda today is to go through the AIRS method is what I call it, and I'll break that down for you. We're going to create a high value lead magnet using ChatGPT. If you're not familiar with what a lead magnet is, I'll explain that and give you some examples. We're going to build a landing page. We're going to use AI to write some emails. We're going to talk about how to share it and grow your list because that's going to be your homework after today's session. And then we're going to have a Q&A. We're going to have a demo, but that demo is actually in the middle and not in the end. So I designed this workshop for people who are service providers versus people who are necessarily, I would say, like product providers. Now, not that people who sell products don't need lists. Of course they do, especially if you're selling digital products. But I'm thinking about people who either have knowledge that they're packaging up, consulting services, maybe you coach a team, network marketing professionals. So if you're looking for something that's about like Shopify product type store, this isn't an e-commerce driven um, structure, but many of the things that I teach inside here will apply to that too. So I did design this for service providers, those of you who use your knowledge and your time to be able to fulfill services for people. The reason why this matters is I want you to understand the value of owning your contact list. A lot of us have been working on social media, building a following, getting likes, and the only person who really wins and keeps that data is the platform that you do all the work on. So they know the names and the email addresses and the phone numbers, but you don't have them. So if you were ever to get locked out of your account, if you were ever to not know your password, or let's just say they say you violated their policy, you wouldn't have access to those people. So I want to make sure that you understand how do you get people from those social media platforms into a system that you own and have access to as much as possible, so that you can have your own list. And regardless of what social media platform you focus on, you're going to have the data that's going to be most valuable. So we're going to talk about how you can lower your cost to convert and get people on that list, and talk about how you can use AI in that process. So I want to just come off of the screen share for a minute, and I want to just kind of talk and hear from some of you to know, you signed up for this workshop. Maybe you're already a help desk member, but I want to know from some of you who joined, why did you find it important to be here and to learn more about building your list? If anyone can share with us, if there's some experience that you have, maybe you realize, like, you know what, I can't communicate with the people that I want to communicate with, or I need more leads so that I can do more and conduct more business. Who can share with us some reasons why you decided to join this workshop and to start building your list? I see, Elvira, if you can share.
Hey Mike, so obviously I have found great purpose in everything that you've given us and been able to like not only use that for myself but as well as my partners. And that's been like the biggest struggle is I live in a town of 111 people. And where I'm at, even the towns next to me are all very small. So going and creating this kind of funnels and lead generations is so important to me and many of my partners because we all do live in rural areas, and I think it gets overwhelming, especially at a certain age when you feel like, okay, well, I don't have a big following, or I don't know much about social media or how I'm going to generate those things. That's why I felt like, building a list and it said AI, I was like, okay, this is going to eliminate so many more excuses for all of us, that are overthinkers and overwhelmed with certain projects, just like building that list. So I'm super excited to be on and learn more.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. All right, Toya, what was it for you?
I'm hoping that this is going to be similar to lead generation or funnel building, um, because I've always wanted to do it. And I know that people that have those set up do real well because people opt in. So therefore, is that correct? People opt into these
That's
lists or
correct.
whatever. And so then that means, and I opt into a lot of them, um, to get whatever it is they want. And it gives you a second point of contact.
Great reason. Great reason. So I want all of you to think about times that you've opted into a list. This would have been, and what I want you to think about is what was it that got your attention? What happened when you clicked the link or clicked the button? What did you receive? And think about the feeling and what happened after that. So, all of those things are going to be things that are going to be very important for you to keep in mind for the people that you want to attract. Oftentimes, people have a number of different reasons why they decide to opt in or join a list or sign up for a class. Those reasons typically is because that person sees something in that offer that's for them. So you signed up today for this workshop because you saw value in learning how to build your list and using AI to do that. I've encountered people who I had knew nothing about through an ad who was explaining, let's say, for example, like a framework that they offer in a way that they do something. And I would watch the video. And then I watched the video. Next thing you know, I signed up again to kind of download something because I wanted the PDF. And then after I went through the PDF and watched the training video, I was like, oh, this is very valuable to me. I would want to buy this thing. So I've gone through this process, as many of you, many times. And the psychology behind it is what you want to figure out based on the audience that I'm speaking to and what their needs are. What is it that I need to do? What do I need to say? What do I need to offer? How will I make sure that in the end they're happy with what they got? Okay. So, although all these marketing terms make this sound very complicated and very technical, the human side of that is provide something that the people that you want to reach out to need and want and going to get value from. Package it up in a way that they're going to feel that win sooner than later and make it easy for them to share their information with you. Give them a reason to want to opt in and to be on your list. So that's what the simple foundation of this is. Now, oftentimes we get stuck in all those different processes. Yeah, the process seems simple from what I explained, but it can be very difficult to get stuck mentally in that process. What do I say? Who am I speaking to? What is it going to look like? How do I make the form? If they put how do I create the form? There's all these different parts and all these different things. But luckily, we have tools and technology, which I'll be talking about today, that makes that whole process totally easy for you. And I've taken it to the extra step and made it easier for you because I've already pre-programmed a AI agent that I'm going to give you access to that you can use to kind of expedite this process. So let's go back into our screen share and take a look at some of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So I always want you to keep that in mind. This is about what can I provide this person who I want to connect with that they really want and need. That's really what it comes down to. But in order to know that, you need to know a little bit more about what's driving them. What are the reasons why they're searching in the first place? If they're scrolling, what might get their attention while they're in the middle of that scroll? All right. So I talked a little bit about what we'll cover. You can see my Garbage Pail Kid card I made this morning. I had woke up super early this morning. I had some free time, and I was like, let me go play around. And Garbage Pail Kids kicked into my head because I used to collect them, and I still have some. So I was like, let me see if I take one of my pictures, upload it to Sora, tell it I want a Garbage Pail Kid, and I gave it a name and said I was gonna be teaching a workshop today. But I had a lot of fun creating that. Now, it's not an exact representation, but you get the point. It works. All right. So today, what we're going to cover is the AIRS method that I'm going to walk you through. We're going to talk about and show you how to create a high value lead magnet and talk about what that is, building a landing page, using AI to write emails, grow your list, all the stuff that I mentioned earlier today. All right. So let's start with the AIRS method and what that means. Okay. It's an acronym, and there's basically 4 phases that I want you to think about. Attract, which is creating something valuable that people want. We just talked about that. Invite, which is inviting people to a page where you have an opportunity to collect their contact information. Retain, which is the processes and the systems, the emails, the communications that get sent that nurtures them. So if they're signing up for something, what's happening after they sign up? That's your nurturing process. That's going to help you retain them. And then sharing, which is to promote your page so that you can get more traffic to it. Now, all the images that you see inside here were actually created in AI. As I was putting this presentation together inside of Google Slides, I noticed that they had an AI image generator, and I decided, let me create this. And it had different styles, and I chose the cyberpunk style. So I told it what colors I wanted and wanted to check that out. So I just wanted to share that with you. But my reason for sharing that with you is because AI is everywhere, and it's showing up in everything. And it has use cases that many of us as small individual business owners have just never had access to technology that makes so many things so much easier. So for me in my marketing agency business, my whole way of working and the way that I see my company is changing drastically. I feel like many of the changes that are coming out as it relates to AI are impacting the marketing industry heavily. For me, I'm excited about it because the traditional ways of doing things were very exhausting to me. I love teaching. I love doing these shops. I love creating. But this gives me the opportunity to work in a way that's going to be a lot more efficient for me. And I'm really enjoying that process. But this is going to be touching every industry, and every industry is going to have a different result and impact. So those of you who are here, the skills that you develop and the knowledge that you've developed here are going to help you in all these other places that AI is going to show up in your life. So I'm hoping that, you're able to take some of the things we talk about and learn and apply that to some of the other use cases that you may encounter. Toya, I see you have a question.
Yes, can you be realistic about the time it will take and basically maybe how to structure your time to learn these things and implement them, and what to expect with the trying and failing or whatever? What does that look like so that we'll have realistic expectations?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I think that's important for everybody to think about and know that it's going to vary depending on you and your ability to be adaptable. So a lot of the things that I'm going to talk about today, like the processes that I'm going to talk about today, most things, if you get introduced to them, they're going to take you a minute to kind of grasp the concepts, to understand all the parts and pieces of it. The way that I'm helping you reduce some time in implementation and helping you get through this process faster is by giving you access to that pre-trained AI agent that's going to expedite that process and give you all the content that you need sooner. The other part is for this use case, as in this program, that's why I added the extra 30 days of post live training support so that you can get the hands-on. So I feel like everybody's time range may be different, but like once you, if let me say this, if you come to the sessions or watch the recordings, if you utilize the help desk, like by the time your 30 days are up, I know some of you are probably going to have your thing done within just a couple of days. Some of you might need a couple of weeks just to kind of think about because you're might be stepping into some territory that you haven't thought about before about how you see yourself and how you're positioned with people you want to attract. So the time range is meant to be within this 30-day period, but there's really no reason within that time period, if you follow through on the things that we're going to share today, that you shouldn't have a funnel put together and built, because it's just so much easy. It's so easy. And I'm going to do it today. So like we're gonna see what it looks like to do it in an hour. We're having our teaching this first hour. By the second hour, we're gonna actually be building. So a lot of you might be able to have, depending on your time availability, by the time Monday comes, you might be set to go, depending on what software you already have and how much clarity you have on who your audience is. So does that help a little bit? Okay. Thanks for asking that question. All right, so let's go back in. I'm going to break down each of the letters in the acronym for you. So I talked about the A being attract. This is basically going to be what your lead magnet is. We're going to use ChatGPT to brainstorm some ideas about what your audience actually wants. Some of those examples could be things like checklists and templates, cheat sheets, quick guides. What I've learned is like people really, really respond well to like um, hands-on video training type thing. So like if I was to do this workshop that I'm doing with you today as a free workshop and I offered that, I probably would have tons of leads because I'm teaching people something that they want to learn. I'll use some other example for AI that I'll use in the future for lead generation. Maybe I'll even do that for our sample today. But if you can create something that people are going to see and say, oh, that's going to save me so much time doing XYZ, those are going to be the things that really, really the things that your audience really want. So like one example for me is that I know like tons of people are interested in those talking AI videos right now. So there have been those all over the place where the voice and sometimes you can get it to look very similar to you. Google's VO3 is a video AI video maker that they just released, and everybody's talking about that. So for me, this would be a great opportunity for me to do a free VO3 training video to kind of introduce that to people. If I was to offer that and put that out there or run an ad to it or organically, that's going to be a lead magnet that I can use to get people on my email list to then further get them interested in working with me in other ways. So those are just some examples. Lately, what I've been noticing are those types of like engaged, whether they're recorded or live, because I've spent $200 with somebody watching a recorded video, going through their funnel, and I knew nothing about them before. People like that because it's not just left to them to kind of go through the PDF and do the things, but if you're able to offer that in addition to some type of video tutorial, or training or conversation that allows them to go a little bit deeper, it makes a big difference. I know many of you are part of a network marketing company that I'm also part of, and we have videos. So imagine if you were to use one of those videos behind, for people to, you pique their interest on the landing page. And in order to watch that video, they have to fill out this really brief form, or you doing the presentation and kind of walking through, because you're adding your own personal touch to it, or maybe your director, whoever that is. But there's so many ways that you can create things based on what you already have, that will help you do that. And we'll use AI to kind of come up with some of those ideas. So one example, and we'll do this when we're doing our demo, is like you could go to an AI chat GPT and say, give me 5 lead exam magnet ideas for your audience. You have to think about who your audience is, struggling with what pain point. Okay. So what are some of the things that my audience in the example of the VO3 training might need? I can think of people who are business owners, solo entrepreneurs who know that video reels on social media are what gets watched. They don't have the time, the interest, they don't know how to produce the videos, and they want to produce the videos and they need a faster way to produce the videos. So my lead magnet could be the fastest way to create social media reels using AI. Put that out there, put the form there, get people signing up, come and go through the process with them and walk through. And there's my lead magnet. Okay. Because I'm giving them transformation in a short period of time. That's just one example. So you're going to want to think about, what are some of those things that your audience might need? Who are they? And what are some of the pain points that they might have? And the AI is going to help you do that. So let's move to our next letter, which is the I, which is inviting. This is your opt-in page, inviting people to your opt-in page. So your opt-in page, using the method that I use, we have a software called High Level that I know that many of you have. If you don't have it, we'll talk about that. I don't want everybody jumping on High Level because there's some parameters that we need to talk about before you do that. There's different ways to do that. But that's what most people in the marketing industry are using these days, and not just marketing and business, because that platform has everything that you typically are paying all these different subscription fees for in one platform. So I used to pay maybe like five different subscription services totaling $200 to $300 a month, which I can now get all in one subscription service for about $97 a month. And right now they have I have a code for their summer deal, which gives you half off the first 3 months. So it's like $48, $49 for the first 3 months for each month. So we'll talk about that, and I'll show you that software so you can see why I'm such a fan of it. So when we're talking about inviting, the way that AI plays a role in that is helping you generate the landing page copy, the bullet points, the call to actions. So once you invite people and they get to the page, you have to be saying the right things. You have to make sure that the wording and the phrases and the things that stand out to them are going to resonate with how they're feeling and what their needs are. So we can use AI to do that. You want to keep it simple and you want to keep it focused. Moving on to our R, which is the retain. This is the follow-up emails. Imagine having an opt-in page and imagining one day 200 people came through and signed up. You would be excited, right? You got 200 new people on your list, but then you got them on your list, but now what? Can you imagine having to go and send 200 emails in a day to welcome them and let them know what their next steps are? You don't want to be doing that stuff manually. And this is where the software and the platforms like High Level, even Constant Contact, MailChimp, all these different systems kind of have some element built into it. So you want to make sure that you have messaging follow-up emails that are already built and part of your system that are triggered by the form. So because they fill out this form, send them this welcome email. In 2 days, send them this message. In 3 days, send them this message, or send them this text message, or this email, or this text message and email. There's all these different combinations of things that you can combine when you have the right systems in place. So this could be using the AI to do something and say, write 3 follow-up emails for people who downloaded my lead magnet or who joined my workshop. What are 3 things that I should be sending to them over the next 5 days to keep them engaged and want them to do whatever my next step is? Last but not least is our sharing. And this is letting people know that our page exists, showing up in the places that they're going to see it so that they can find it, and using AI to help you do that. So driving traffic happens in a lot of different ways. There's driving traffic organically. You can drive traffic through paid. Video reels are the main thing that most people are just swiping and scrolling through. So if you can have a way to do that, then you are doing the things that are necessary to drive more traffic to your funnel. Now, I don't want everybody to think that it's just having these things alone are going to automatically equal thousands of people wanting to be partnering up with you or using your service. How you insert yourself in that process is what's going to be the difference. How do you get somebody's attention to make them say, I like that person? Elvira talked about earlier today how she's been to other workshops and had other engagements with me, and she likes the way and the things that I share. So she found value in that. So you want to make sure that, and whatever it is that you have, whatever your system is and what you're sharing, you give people an opportunity to be able to connect with you so they are interested in the next or the other things that you have to offer. And videos and emails and showing up on social media, doing silly things. Sometimes I don't dance, but I might create the Garbage Pail Kid and have that resonate with people who remember what those are. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. And when you're not sure, you have your Chat GPT to help you. So an example of that is like write 5 social media posts promoting a free guide for my target audience who struggle with this pain point. Make it friendly and curiosity driven, or make it educational and make it fun. Make it comical. Whatever those things are that are going to resonate with how you like to show up, those are the things that you want to incorporate in that content. All right, so we're almost done with this part, and we're going to go over to our next demo soon. So the tools that we talked about today, and there's a third tool that I didn't put on here, ChatGPT. You're going to use that for your ideas and creating your ideas, researching, copywriting, workflows, images. Sounds like a whole bunch of stuff, but when you have the link that I'm going to create for you, it's going to be pretty easy. Okay. High level is what I use for all my automations, all my captures, all my communications, billing, the group that you're part of for the help desk. All that stuff lives behind that software subscription. Okay. So I can have my private groups, my automations, my email marketing. I can post to all of my social media platforms from this one account. And it's been pretty amazing to be able to do that. So now we're going to transition and go over into our demo and do some live demonstration. And I'm going to start by taking you into my ChatGPT history from this morning because I didn't create the AI agent. I wanted to share with some of you how to do that. That was a question that came up. How do we create AI agents? I'm going to take you through that process so that you can see it with the new one that I'm going to build for this workshop. And I'm going to go back and take you through what I started with this morning, and then we're going to build it together, and then we're going to build out some content for my lead magnet. So since we've been talking about VO3 in the video, I just saw an announcement that VO3 is now inside of Canva, which is crazy. Hold on one second. I think my sound settings just changed. Okay, speaker should be Mac Studio speakers. Okay. All right. I saw a notice, and I think my thing went to the AirPods, which I don't want. All right. So we're going to use my VO3. I'm going to plan a VO3 video, AI video training workshop, and we'll do that as our example. And I'll post it today too, so that we can put it out there and see by the time next Thursday, if I get any leads, I'll be sharing that stuff with you. All right. So let's go ahead and let me get my chat GPT up. This is a perfect time for anybody who might have any questions to ask whatever your questions are while I'm getting this screen share set up. Feel free to just unmute yourself if you do.
Do any of these, like high level, does it have a sample period, a free period so you could play with it?
Great
Um,
question. Yeah.
and with regard to Chat GPT, can we still, at least for this first 30 days, use the free version? I don't want to be signing up for a lot of subscriptions for stuff and then find that I'm overwhelmed and don't use them.
Yeah, I definitely don't recommend you do that. So I would say like not even to don't get high level right now for you. Um, and the AI part that I'm going to be showing you, the GPT, you do have to have the paid $20 version to do that. Because they don't make that available on the free plan. But I would say that the high level part, just because I know that you're kind of just starting out and getting used to all these things, don't do that right away. We can talk about what some alternative options or some ways for you to do that once you get to that point. But I would say just the Chat GPT to me is worth every penny for the $20 if you're going to be in business and what you create. So I'll still give you access to the link, but I don't think that you can. Maybe you can use it, but you can't create. But I feel like you can't use it. If anybody knows differently, let me know. But I feel like you can't use the GPTs on the free plan.
I found with the free plan that I was maxing out of everything,
Ah,
and I would be kind of in the middle of doing something, and it would tell me I can't do it and wait. And the wait became I just couldn't do it. So I think that $20, I love my $20 subscription. So it's a really good $20 to spend for me personally. So
And
yeah,
I
that's
would suggest
$20 a month.
it. Mm-hmm.
yeah, that is correct for Chat GPT Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So let me go ahead and get this screen share up for you. So I have two ways that I typically use ChatGPT, and I'm going to use the browser today. When I say the browser, that means opening up like Google Chrome. If I was to go to openai.com, which is the maker of ChatGPT, in the right-hand corner, there's a login button, and I'm going to choose ChatGPT. Oftentimes, when you're using it on your phone, you're kind of always signed in, but I want to show you this part because I realized I couldn't um, use some of the tools that they offer on the mobile. So we're going to show here on the screen through the browser. There's also like a desktop app that I typically use on a daily basis. So that's an app that I downloaded and installed on my computer. But this one doesn't give me access to all the things that I need as well. So for the sake of this training, I'm going to use the browser version. All right. And just want to make sure everybody's muted. If you can make sure you're muted. All right, so starting out with my history, that's what we're going to do. I was going to show you the history and what I did this morning, AI marketing workshop. So when I have my chats, I try to keep all my topics that are related to each other in the same space. So the chat that I have here is called AI marketing workshop. I created this chat when I first decided that I was going to put together, I'm scrolling way back. You see how much scrolling I'm doing, right? So when I decided I was going to host an AI workshop, let me go to the very, very, very beginning. I said, let's create a landing page for my copy for my workshop, build an AI powered marketing team. That's how it started. I want people to learn how to create their own AI powered marketing assistants for their business, which is those AI agents I'm telling you about. This is going to be a 4-day workshop that teaches you how to build your own GPT. Participation in this workshop requires a subscription to ChatGPT Plus or Enterprise, which is the $20 or higher. And then I said, I'm going to break the 4 days up in these 4 different ways. So you are kind of participating in a hybrid version of what I originally started with. But as you can see, I simply started with an idea. Okay. That idea over time has developed into now 2 different workshops. And you're in the second workshop, which is about building your list, because I know how important it is for people to have a list of their own and they're not 100% dependent on algorithms and social media to do those things for them. So you saw how much I was scrolling, but over time, I just kept coming back. Okay, I made that. I want to do a LinkedIn caption. I want to do a Facebook. Here's a PDF from my AI powered playbook workshop I did before. My goal is to sell 500 customers by September 1st. I have this plan to get 500 people going through my AI trainings with this next 3 months, before fall. So I'm using it, as you can see, in all these different ways, the pricing that it suggests. All of these things are here inside of the history. Okay. So going back to this morning, just so that we can kind of start with what's focused on our workshop today, even my slide presentation was put together using ChatGPT. The instructions that I made for my AI agent are here inside of ChatGPT. Okay. So I'm going to scroll back to this morning. You can see my slides. And yes, I did these slides this morning because I was up at 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm just like, I got to get ready for my workshop. But let me just kind of show you how that all came together, because this is essentially the same process you would essentially go through for making your lead magnet, giving it an idea of what you want and kind of going from there. So starting with my lead magnet. So the presentation that I just shared with you, as I mentioned, I created inside of Google Slides. I have Google Workspace because that's where all my email is, and I just use that tool. All the images and everything I made right here inside of here. So I could essentially download this PDF, build your list with AI, and offer this as a lead magnet if I wanted to. Say, hey, get my high level view of how to build your list with AI following this format. I could download that as a PDF, make people have to sign up for it. Maybe I don't give them a whole training, but I can give them like a little short training or something like that, just to kind of pique people's interest. But the whole point was that I came in here, I knew who my audience was, which is entrepreneurs in this case, and I knew that I wanted to help them grow their list so that they can get qualified and interested leads. So all of those things were kind of plugged into this workshop and what we're going to do today. So after I, as you can see, kind of went through this history, I told it today that, let me go back here. The framework, the AIRS method that I've walked you through, the AIRS, that started as AIRT. And I didn't like the word traffic. And I also wasn't a like AIRT method. That didn't make sense to me. So I'm like, I want a different letter for the T. And let's find an S word that I could use that still means generating traffic. So it gave me the idea of the word share. And that's how what you saw today in my presentation became the S, and it became the AIRS method. So this process of kind of fine tuning and developing things for you. All this stuff is I've been doing all this stuff inside of the Chat GPT. I could take this AIRS method and make a whole book and training and course out of it, sell that, and I have a whole product just from this one chat that I've been doing today. So what I want to do today with you is show you how, if I take all of this information that I've generated, I'm going to use this information to build our AI agent. So after I built my slides, I was kind of building upon, I said, hey, I want to make an AI agent for my students to use. So the AI agent, they call it a GPT. And we need to create a GPT that helps users follow the AIRS method. So I used ChatGPT to create the AIRS method. I said, hey, I love this AIRS method. Make a framework for me. Now help me use the content of that and help me make a GPT slash an AI agent. I'm asking what prompt should I start with to get the best final results for my students so that they can implement this. I wanted you as a user of the AI agent to not have to put a lot of information in, to be able to just tell it who you wanted to reach and what your topic was. And I wanted it to do all the work, okay, so that you wouldn't have to do all the work. Now, typically, I could train you on this stuff and I will walk you through, and I showed you in the slides, which I'll give you, enter this prompt for that, enter this prompt for that, enter this prompt for that. I can take all those same prompts, plug them into the AI agent, and have it just done automatically. So we're going to see what that looks like. Instructions, when you're doing an AI agent, you have the ability to kind of, I'm going to use programming quotes. Programming is basically telling the AI agent, when this happens, I want you to do this. You're just giving it instructions. And sometimes you don't know what to say, what the instructions should be. So if you want to create an AI agent for your business and you find something that you do regularly, let's say you write social media posts regularly, every Wednesday is Wealth Wednesday, and you want an AI agent who writes all your Wealth Wednesday posts for the rest of the year. You could simply use natural language, come inside of Open Chat GPT, go to where you create your GPT and tell it that. It starts with some of that. You can even say in the chat, I want to create an AI agent that is focused on wealth building and financial education. Every Wednesday, I wanted to do blah, blah, blah. Tell it simply what you want it to do, and it'll help you write the instructions for that. So I used to struggle with creating GPTs because I was like, what do I say? How do I structure it? But now I don't even bother with that. I just say, hey, I want to create a GPT. I want it to be called the Toya GPT, and I want the Toya GPT to be good at doing this, this, and that. I want it to develop this, this, and that. I just tell it what I want it to do. And it'll say, hey, if you want to do that, here are the instructions to do that. So based on my what I asked for it to do, I said, make some instructions so that I can pre-program an AI agent. And it said, okay, these are the steps. These are what the goals are. We're going to make sure that people are asked what kind of checklist, what kind of format they want their lead magnet in. We're going to help them create the headlines and the bullets for the inviting part. We're going to write the 2 to 3 follow-up emails that they need. We're going to give them strategies on how to share on Instagram. It said, let me know if you would like a wireframe, a full GPT onboard conversation. I was like, I don't know. I know what a wireframe is in web design, but I don't know what that is. Guess what I did? What is the purpose of wireframing a GPT conversation? Just ask. If it uses some terminology that you don't know, just ask. It says wireframing a GPT conversation is like wireframing a website. That I was familiar with, which is basically just mapping it out. It's a way to plan the flow of interaction between the user and the GPT. Okay. So basically what you're saying is you can give me a plan for how to structure how that conversation goes. And I say, okay, cool. And it did it for me. So all I'm going to do after I've kind of talked to ChatGPT and told it what I want and told it that I want to make instructions for me, I'm going to copy and paste this stuff into the place where you create your AI agent. Okay. So let me go down. I want to give you that back history as to how I developed these instructions. It wasn't because I'm just so smart and I knew all the right things to say. It's because I did not know what to say and I told it to tell me, you make the GPT, so tell me what you need to know. Okay. So that's what I exactly did. So let me scroll down to the latest version and then I'm going to copy this. Okay, let's script the instructions. There are a couple things that I kept asking it to change, so that's why I have a couple versions. Okay, so GPT instructions for build your list with AI, AIRS method. So just from me putting this together for our workshop today, I've developed this whole other product that I can now package up and sell and offer to people. So I believe this is the last version of its final recap style guides. Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna click this icon. If you're ever on and you wonder what these icons are, I'm just kind of hovering over it. That's copy. I'm gonna say that I like it. When you like or dislike, you kind of train your AI to know what's right and what's wrong, what you like and what you don't like. I'm going to copy this information. And now I'm going to show you where do you go if you want to create an AI agent or a GPT on your own. So as I mentioned, this only works when I'm in the browser. I couldn't find the creation part inside the apps. So I'm logged in. There's a tab here that says GPTs on the side. Now, this takes you to where you can use GPTs that other people made, or where you can access GPTs that you made. But when you're logged into the browser here, there's a button on the upper right-hand corner that says Create. So that's what you'll want to look for is the Create button. My GPTs are previous GPTs that I created in the past, okay? So I'm going to hit Create. And again, natural language. The whole point and the reason why they built this to be the way it was, they didn't want people having to be programmers. Take that out of your expectation that you have to be this highly developed programmer and tech. You don't have to know any of that stuff. Just use natural language the way that you would talk to me, talk to the GPT. So it says, hi, I help you build a new GPT. You can say something like make a creative who helps generate visuals for new products. It can be that simple. Make a software engineer who helps format my code. What would you like to make? All I'm going to do is click inside of here. I'm going to copy that stuff that I created over there, and I'm going to paste it in. Okay. So let's hit enter, and it's going to go through its thing and process all of that information. Okay, so it says updating GPT. All the instructions that I needed to give it to make it fine-tuned so that we can use it right away, I got it from ChatGPT first. So it's creating a profile picture for it, which is basically like a little logo. It says, here's your custom GPT, build your list with AI. Now with this unique pop art inspired profile. So pop art is an artistic style. Let's refine how it works, what should be emphasized or avoided when it's helping someone build their list. So it took all the information, it created some starter prompts here. So if somebody was using this, they would arrive to the build your list with AI, help me create a lead magnet using the AIRS method. Or they could choose, I need help writing an opt-in page and email sequence. Give me promotional ideas for my lead magnet. Walk me through the AIR steps for my audience. So any of these, just one click is going to trigger the AI to start doing work. So we're in preview mode right now. Anything that we create at this point is just testing. If I want to finalize this, I would hit the create button to make it live, but I want to kind of test it first so that you can just see how that works. So it's to build your list with AI, guide users step by step to grow their email list using the AIRS method. So I have my own method now called the AIRS method. Let's help me create a lead magnet using the AIRS method. Okay. So, oh, that's right, because I can't click that yet. Okay. So ask anything, it says. Let's say I want to create a lead magnet. I'm just telling it what I want, right? For business owners who hate making video reels. I will show them how to use VO3 to make videos faster. Okay, so who's my audience? Entrepreneurs or business owners who hate making videos. And that's the pain point in the audience. And what am I offering them? How to use VO3 to make videos faster. So let me just click that in there. Okay, so it says, I love this idea. You're targeting business owners who hate making video reels. You're solving their problem by showing them how to use VO3 to make videos faster. let's dive into step one, which is the attract. So you see it's following my Ayers method, and I want to just kind of see how it does. Here are 5 tailored lead magnet ideas. So our prompt said, give me 5 ideas for my lead magnet. So one could be a plug and play video scripts for busy business owners, long name. A quick start guide, how to create reels in 10 minutes with VO3. I would click on that. A VO3 template pack, 3 high converting reel styles you can reuse. A VO3 cheat sheet, the fastest way to create scroll stopping reels. The anti-reel toolkit. So because people hate reels, it says the anti-reel toolkit, how to create high engagement videos without being on camera using VO3. So let's pause before we go to the next step. And I want to hear some feedback from those of you here about this first step and what happened. Kind of let me know what you're feeling, what your thoughts, or is there something on this list that you would click because you hate making videos? Let's talk a little bit about that and see how our AI agent is doing so far. Thoughts or feedback?
Hi, this is Joy. Definitely, because I am so anti-technology, I would definitely say I would probably click all of them searching for some help, because I just don't know how to do a lot of things, and I know that I need help in it. So I would probably first pick the anti-reel toolkit, just because I'm like, okay, this is gonna help me. And then probably the quick start guide would be the first 2 that I would choose. And definitely all of them would interest me as that person who needs help.
Would it interest you enough to say, I'm going to download this thing and I'm going to put my email address in and get access
Oh yeah,
to
for
this?
sure, for sure.
All right. So that's
Without a doubt, I can give my email address. I can get the information. I do that. You know, if even if I see something online that I have questions about, and they give me the option to get a call, I'm gonna do the call,
Yeah.
because I want to know, and then I'll be able to tell you, yes, this is something I can use, or no, this isn't exactly what I thought it was. Thank you for your time. So I'm that kind, because I need the help.
Yeah. And that's what you want. You want something that people are going to see themselves in and resonate with. And like, I'll jump on a call with you. I'll give you my email address, like whatever we got to do to get there faster. That's what Dr. Joy valued in that experience. Toya, did you have something? And then I saw Elvira's hand up.
Yeah, the one for the business owners that don't want to be on camera. Those are real people. I'm one of them. And
Okay.
so that would be attractive to me.
Good to hear. So far, our AI agent is doing a good job with just our little test group here. Elvira, did you have something you want to add?
Really, it's just seconding all of everything that they have said, because you know me, I just my struggle is just with like my self-esteem and lack of confidence in making those live videos. So you know, I'd definitely be one to be clicking on something that's going to offer me more guidance in how to make videos, and I overthink. So my thing, obviously, we're going to the next steps, is just figuring out what I can offer, right? And how I'm going to do this. Because every time I think, like, I come to you for everything because I'm just like, I want to help my partners with it. But then at the same time, I also need to learn how to, like, every time you do something, I'm like, oh, Mike's brilliant. But I need to learn how I'm going to capture, you know, within my own field, and like how to put this to use for myself, I guess. Yeah, we're definitely twins, so
Perfect. And guess what? The AI can help you do that too. So that's the whole thing, that regardless of what the thing is, it can assist you in that process of doing that. So let's go back. I love that example. Before we go to our eye, let's act like we didn't know exactly who our audience was. Okay. So let's go back and let's start. We're still in our preview mode. So, okay, what do I know? I'm in the travel. Oops. Okay. Uh, I don't know what I just did. I'm in the travel industry. I can help other people start a business from home and earn commissions, but I'm not sure who I should target or what I should offer. Okay. So is that fair enough for me to like, I don't know everything. I don't know who my audience is. I just know this about me. I just know I'm in the travel industry. I know I can help people start a business from home. I have the misspelling in there. I like to leave them in there just to see what it does. Earn commissions, but I'm not sure who I should target or what I should offer. So if you are someone who feels that way, say so, and let's see what we get. Okay. I think I locked up something. Hold on 1 second. What I did, close whatever this thing is. Okay, got it. So you're in the travel industry, you're helping people start a business from home and earning commissions. That's exciting and full of potential. Let's get some clarity so we can build your list the right way. Before we jump into lead magnets, can you tell me who do you most want to work with? So it's trying to qualify us. What's one big pain point they have that this business could solve? So anyone who want to chime in, feel free to unmute. Think of yourself. Okay, so who would you most want to work with, and what's one big pain point for that person? Let me hear what you want to use here.
Michael, I'll go.
Okay,
I like that it pulls up that you didn't create this, chat did this, correct?
correct. I didn't create. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you know you want to build a team, then I would focus on the pain point of extra income. If you want to focus more on travel, I would say wanting to travel more. And it's interesting that it pulled those out. So you have to, as many of us are beginning to realize, have to decide what you want to do. If you want to be a hybrid, you'll say both. But I think that's anyway, that's my reaction to it.
So let me know if I captured what you're saying properly. So I'll say I want to build a team of people who want to do what I do and help others who want to start a business as a builder. Their pain point is not making enough money. So would that make a distinction between necessarily people just wanting to do travel?
Yeah, I guess so. Earning extra income, wanting to make their pain point is not making enough money. Yeah.
Okay. Any other feedback before I press enter or comments? Create an additional income stream of income for families. Okay, Dr. Joy said.
I mean, and I love that, just as simple as you had put it, really, because I don't know about everybody else, but especially whenever you're just hitting only, the income pain point, so then I feel like you run into more of the I don't have the money to get started
Mhm.
kind of deal. So I love just, people wanting more, not necessarily in that struggle, if that makes sense.
So here again, let's plug it in. So I want to attract people who want to create an additional stream of income for families and don't mind investing what $200 to get started and paying, I'm just going to say $60 per month, let's say. So plug it in so it can challenge the AI to get more fine-tuned. Perfect clarity. Thank you. You want to attract people who want to earn extra income for their families. I threw in Dr. Joy's comment, are open to starting the business for $200 up front and $60 a month. They're interested in doing what you do, travel and business builder. Their pain point is not making enough money. So step one, attract. Let's look at our new lead magnet ideas based on that. So how I started a travel business from home and made my first commission in 30 days is one example. The extra income blueprint, how to start a profitable travel side hustle for $200. 3 ways to earn travel commissions without being a travel agent. Ooh, that one is good. Family first, how to create a new income stream. Y'all felt that too. I know y'all did. Hey, we all finna have that book out.
Well, wait a minute. Lawyer Toyer was saying, "Boy, that's not possible." But then I had the slap upside the head. When you're a gold builder and above, you can earn travel commissions without being a travel agent.
And you could just take the word travel out.
We are twins, Toya.
How to earn commissions without being a travel agent. You could take that out if you want to, but you can play around with that. But it's let's see, family first, how to create new income stream without quitting your job. That's a good one because a lot of people are like, I'm not quitting my job, but I know I want to start something so that I can in the future. Is a travel
Real
biz?
talk, real quick. Mr. White is my sponsor. He
Hmm.
don't book no travel. I get big common commissions and he earns commissions.
Yeah, exactly. Is a travel biz right for you? Take the 2 minute quiz and find out. Now, quizzes are popular. People take those little quizzes on social media all the time. And those are great lead generators. Oftentimes, people don't even realize they're giving up their information, but they are. So, just based on the feedback that I'm hearing, I can tell that that tweak has helped a lot of you see yourself in using this. Is that correct? If if you felt before like I don't know what I would offer, do you feel like now you have a better approach to figure out what that is?
Yeah, can you put that screen back up?
Here you go. Yolanda says yes. All right. So you can plug it in. Here I was, not knowing everything. I just knew that I knew what I did. I was really honest and told it what I don't know. And I told it some of the pain points. I don't want people who are struggling with money and don't mind spending 200 or whatever. Like just say those things and don't feel like you have to have all the answers is the thing I need you to realize because you are training it and you are training it to do and work the way that you want it to work. Okay. So all this stuff right here is kind of like our test stuff. It hasn't gone through and do the rest. I will feel comfortable enough in the ones that we've seen so far that I'm ready to create this AI agent, and then I'll give you the link to the AI agent so that you can play with it after class. But remember, I want to build so that you can see what it's like. And we're right at the time of 9 o'clock my time. So we have an hour left and I can use that next hour to build. So this stuff doesn't save, by the way, but I can, if any of you want some of this stuff, I can copy these for you. So I'm gonna just copy these real quick, put them in the chat. You know what? Let me put them in our group so that you can get access to them because once the chat closes, you won't. So let me just hold on 1 second. Let me paste it inside of our group. So all of you have access to the help desk group. I'm going to go to the post that I made today, Zoom session. I'm going to make a comment, everyone. So even this that I'm doing right now is because I have high level. So everyone, here's the chat response for lead magnets from our session. Just going to share this with you so you have it. So then you can be inside our help group. So if anybody wants to use any variation, you could even copy one of these and say, hey, I want to tweak it. Tell your chat GPT what you want to do and do what you want to do. There's your 5 ideas that you can start with if you're in that industry and you're in that business. All right. So let's go ahead and let me show you one more thing before I leave this screen. So we put the instructions that ChatGPT gave us. There's a configure option here. So if you're curious about like, how did it adapt all that stuff? And what if I want to change something? So the name is here, build your list with AI. I think I want to call this the air email list uh, helper. Okay. So I'm gonna rename it. I can just type right in there. It guides users step by step to growing the email list using the AIRS method. Okay, so all those instructions and things that we copied and pasted are here. Those initial conversation starters, if I didn't like any of them, I can change them here. If I have any additional PDF files about building a list, I have a bunch of PDFs about list building. I can upload those files and train it and educate it more on some of those strategies. I here have it access. It says no recommended model. Users will use any model they prefer. Okay. That's basically because ChatGPT has all these different models with different functionality. I would say just leave it as is, and it'll go to the most current as the default. I have web search checked. Canvas, which is more for coding, and image generation checked. So leaving those things checked means somebody could use this to create an image. They can browse the web with it, all of that stuff. So all that stuff that we copied and pasted in that way that we did it, ChatGPT plugged it into the proper places. I can always come back here after I create it and edit it. If I don't like the picture, I can change the picture. I can just say, hey, I don't like the picture, or I can upload a picture and say, use this picture instead, using this little plus sign thing here. So let's go ahead and create our AI agent so that we can start building. So when you create a GPT, you have the option to only make it available to you. You can make it public, or you can have it invite only, or you can make it like I have a Teams account because all my employees have access to this. So I can make it available to anyone at We Merge Media. I can also make it anyone with the link. So I'm going to share it with you all. There's another option here called the GPT store, which is where all those GPTs are. Some people make theirs public. Sometimes I'll make a public one so anybody who finds it can use it, but we're going to keep this exclusive to those of you in the workshop. So anyone with this link can chat with my GPT. Okay. So I'm going to update that and I'll post the link afterwards. All right. So there's the link. So I can copy the link or I can go to view GPT and I can start using it right away. So now we're in the real environment and you can see here the AIR's email list helper. I'll figure out a different name. It says it's by me. And what it does. So I'm going to create my lead magnet. So I'm going to do that AI video workshop because I know that's a hot topic right now and I could probably get a lot of people signing up for that. So let's do that. And then we're going to go over and we're going to build. So let's see, can you build a funnel in an hour? And my answer is yes, as long as you have the right software and systems. So help me create a lead magnet using the AIRS method. I can click on that. It says you're in the right place. Let's build your AIRS way. First, I need to know your business a bit better. Who is your audience and what problem do you help them solve? My audience is home-based business owners who don't have video reel creation skills. Their pain is creating social media reels. Ugh, reels to get more traffic and awareness. I want to solve the problem by teaching them how to use AI video creation tools like VO3. Okay. So I'm plugging that in there because that's what I know. It's going to take me through step one, which is the attract. Here are 5 lead magnet ideas to attract your audience. A 5-minute AI reels, templates and tools to go from idea to post. Beginner's guide to creating reels with AI, no tech skills needed. So if I had somebody who felt like, even I'm not techie enough, that would resonate with them. 30 days of AI reel prompts for home business owners. The AI powered reel starter kit and the reel rescue. Fix your post with AI in 10 minutes. Okay. So it's giving me all these different things. And I'm going to say, I like number 2. And let's just see what it does from there. Okay. So great choice. Here's your creation checklist, beginner's guide to creating reels with AI checklists, a cover page with title and name of your brand. It's telling me what I need to develop it. I need a short intro, who it's for, what they'll learn, a quick overview of AI tools, step-by-step tutorial, common mistakes to avoid, bonus, could be 5 real ideas to get started fast, call to action, okay? A done for you ChatGPT prompt to help you build it. So it's giving me a prompt to help me do all these things it just recommended. Did I have to sit here for hours overthinking what it should look like and what should be inside? No, it took 2 seconds. Do I even have to sit here and worry about what do I need to say to create the PDF? No, because it gave me a prompt. It says, act as an AI video creation coach for beginners. Create a PDF guide titled Beginner's Guide to Creating Reels with AI, no tech skills needed. Include a friendly intro, tool overview, especially VO3, a step-by-step tutorial, common mistakes, 5 reel ideas, make it clear, fun, beginner friendly. It says you can paste this into ChatGPT or give it to me to generate a draft for you. So here my AI agent is saying, I can just create it for you. Would you like me help designing this in Canva, Notion, or just a Google Doc? Now, I like to start with the Google Doc and just get the text because I know that the Canva designer is terrible right now, is not good yet. So I want to get all the content in the text together. So I'm going to say, give me the info in Google Doc format. Now, what it does is it doesn't have the ability to open Google Doc, but it'll put it in a format that's easily copy and paste into. So they have this thing that kind of opens up. I think they call this the canvas, where it opens up in this document type program that allows you to copy and paste easier to Google Doc. So beginner's guide to creating reels with AI. I'm just going to read through. It has my welcome. Okay, so page 1 could be my cover. And I'm gonna ask it to do that. Tools you'll need, step-by-step creating, pick a topic, use ChatGPT, okay. Common mistakes to avoid, a little PDF. Now you know how to use AI to create blah, blah, blah. So it just kind of gave me a really short and brief document. I'm gonna say that I need a page by page format to follow. Let's see what it does. Okay, so right now it's doing all this stuff inside this Canva canvas. I don't like the canvas thing, and it's because I asked it to do it in Google Docs. So usually there's a response here where you can say, let's see, let me click this editing canvas once. Okay, that put it over here. I was going to say, show this in a chat. I don't like this format. So because I chose that Google Doc, it did that. Let me see if I can close this. Okay, so I don't like this in chat. I don't like this format. You see how I opened up this little window thing? They do that, and I can't remember why they do it. I think it's to save space, but I don't like reading in that. So now I have a layout where it says page 1 is going to be my cover. Page 2 is going to be my welcome, who is for. Okay, so I'm just going to tell it, create the PDF for me. And then I'm going to ask it to move on to the I and do the invite. Okay, so it keeps opening up in here.
So Michael,
Yes.
if you put it in, have never used Google Docs. I just always open a Word document. But Google Docs, I can either cut and paste that into a Word document or Google Doc. Get familiar with Google Docs. Is that correct?
Mhm. That's correct. Yeah, they pretty much work the same. I say Google Docs. I like using it just because it's part of my email and it's cloud based, so I can get to it from any device that I'm on. So I'm just going to take that text for now, open up a doc, and I'm going to paste it. But you can use Word as well. Oops.
Mike, I have one quick question.
Yeah.
Because, I have the Google Workspace too,
Mhm.
but with all of the new things that Canva has with, the docs and the like the spreadsheets, when you create those exciting ones on Canva,
Mhm.
do the people you share it with as well have to have Canva Pro?
Not well. You mean if they're going to edit it and use it?
I guess just viewing it if you're creating stuff there in
No,
Canva.
I downloaded it as a PDF
Okay.
and then let it share it that way.
Okay. All
Does that
right.
make
Thank
sense?
you.
Okay. All right. So I have my page by page layout on what should go to what. Okay. So that'll be my PDF for our lead magnet. So now it's saying, let me know if you like help turning this into an opt-in page for step 2, which is the invite. I can write the headlines, the bullets, and the call to actions. That's what CTAs are. Yes, let's proceed. So now it's going to go and create my landing page copy that I will put on my landing page. Okay, so it's telling me my headline, my subheadline, my bullets, call to action. So all this stuff is going to be the stuff that I put on the page that gets people to want to download it. Okay, so it's recommending these tools. I'm just going to say I'm using high level. So it even tell me, oh, if you're using high level, here's the steps. Use a landing page funnel. Number two, create a form or pop-up, create an image. Okay. So now it's moving on to our next stage, which is the welcome emails. Want the autoresponder email next? Yes. So it's just following the programming that we put in, and it's telling us when people sign up to download, send them this first email. Your AI Real Guide is inside. Okay, some different subject lines. Here's the email body. Click the link to download the guide. It says, would you like to continue with email 2? Yes. So I'm just answering the questions. Would you like to see email 3? Yes. We're going to go through the whole errors. So now we have our 3 emails that we can just copy and paste. It says, are you ready to move to step 4, which is sharing, which is our last one. I'll help you promote your lead magnet on social media. Yes, let's do step 4. Okay, so it's saying, where do you want to promote it? Choose one or more. So if I know that I'm going to use Facebook more often or LinkedIn, I have those options to do so. I'm going to say I'm going to use it on Facebook. All right, so use poster reels. Caption 1, feel stuck trying to create reels for your business. You're not alone. So imagine somebody scrolling and they see that reel or that post. Make home-based business owners. I'm gonna change that. I could just say entrepreneurs or small business owners. What if I told you your first reel could be done today? That's powerful. Would that stop your scroll if you know someone who hates making them, but you know you want to make them to attract more people? Comment AI reels below and I'll DM it to you. Create an engagement. People be worried about the cameras. You don't need fancy gear. You don't need to be on camera. We heard that earlier. You just need the right tools and a little help. Short form video script. So it even gave me a script. Think making reels is too techy for you? Let me show you how AI makes it stupid simple. A promo email to my existing list. Struggling with reels? This will help. I can think of a lot of people on my email list who would open that. So at this point, using the AI in the past 15 minutes or so, we have all the pieces that we need. And now it's just taking the pieces and plugging them into the places that they need to go. And this is where having the right tools are going to come from. So before I go and do that, I want to just pause for any questions, comments, thoughts about where we are and what you're seeing so far.
I need a 5-minute break. I'm going.
I'm cool with that. So let's see. Yolanda said, do you get paid when it's in the store? Yolanda, you do not get paid when it's in the store. It's just public for anybody to use. One of the things that I've done is I created a GPT and I created my link. I made it available to people that's inside of my help desk. But I also put it on a platform. I'm gonna put it on my website too, but I put it on an external platform called Gumroad, just to see what it's like over there and if I can get some sales over there. So what I did is I made a PDF just like I did for here. I formatted that in Chat GPT and I put the link to the GPT inside of it. So I'm selling it for like 19 bucks over there. I'm gonna run an ad for it and just see how that goes. But if you want to create AI agents and sell access to them, you can either, if you have high level, you can make all your links available inside your group, which is one of the things I do with the help desk members, or you can put it inside like a PDF workbook or something like that and have people buy the digital product so that they can get access to it. Elvira?
Yeah, so obviously my wheels are way overspinning because so when you're doing all this and like you said, how you are creating those places for them to purchase or create things. Like I know you as obviously as a developer has high level. And then obviously, I had purchased it from somebody else before, and my husband's even purchased it from somebody else. And now I'm always getting those advertisements on Facebook for like owning your own high level. What maybe this is a conversation for like later, but I'm just wondering like if you are creating these funnels and creating these steps like and you're trying to create them for your team as well and like have your team be able to utilize high level and stuff like that. Is it something where you can purchase your own high level?
Yep, that's what they specialize in. That's called an agency account. And it might be a little too detailed for everybody, but the short answer is yes. It's called an agency account. I have an agency account, and there's another level above me for people who want to sell setup. So, like the person you got yours from, has an agency account and they sell subscriptions to what they built. So they could have 100 people using your same format and they just crank it out. So, yes, if you have a team of people and you have an agency account, you can do that. I don't have the part where I sell that model. I have to pay an extra 100 or $200 a month for that. I'm on a plan that's about, I think, 300 a month, and it gives me unlimited accounts under mine. But the short answer is yes, you can. There's different ways to do
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if you know where my mind's going, but yeah,
it.
we'll
Yeah.
we could
Eh,
talk about it later, which it's much further down the road,
Yeah.
obviously, right? But I'm just like, whoa, like I'm just starting to piece things together.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I see Yolanda, you're unmuted. Did you have a question? And then we'll go to you, Toya.
Is high level similar to school?
No, I would say that high level is similar to what's the name of that? ClickFunnels. You familiar with that?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have a community app called Go Collab, which is similar to school.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Toya.
I have a issue with, I want to promote a segments of a Grand World Voyage. Can ChatGPT, does ChatGPT go out, can it go out to Holland, America, and pull that itinerary and create those segments for me? Or do I have to feed it into it first?
You know the best way to find out?
Is to try it when we get off this thing.
Let's try it now. I'm gonna do you a favor and we're gonna try it now. So bear with us, y'all. I want to do this. So because I was like, I don't even know what that is. So what you said, what am
Go
I
to
doing?
Holland America, general marketing website to the public.
Okay.
And they have a Grand World Voyage 2026. And they are offering segments. And I want to promote the segments because so many people say they can't do the whole 133 days. And Holland has already broken it up into segments.
Okay, so I want to promote the segments from from
Holland
Holland.
America's Grand World Voyage 2026.
Okay. And what do I want it to provide me with?
The different segments, beginning with the first segment from Fort Lauderdale, I think, to Buenos Aires. I don't know for sure where it is. Let
Yeah.
me see if I can not lose everything and go into it
Oh,
myself.
don't worry about it. We finna let the AI do the work. We ain't got to do all that. So, okay, so
Damn! Oh my God!
is that worth $20?
I was just about to say that. Now, is that
Oh
worth
my
that $20 you want to
goodness!
spend?
Stop playing, Toya.
Oh my
It's worth it.
goodness!
You
Worth
see?
it.
Oh,
We ain't,
woo! What
we
was
ain't
the
got to
question
do
you
all
asked
that.
it?
I had one sentence.
Oh my goodness! It was
Stop
worth
playing
my
that, Toya.
$90.
Get that $20. You'll be happy.
Yeah, it's worth the 20, twin. It's worth the 20.
Why promote these segments? Like, just imagine if you take this.
Will you put this in our chat so I don't have to recreate this for all of us to use if they want to promote it?
Yeah, let me put it there for you. Let me put it
You
here.
Oh
did
my
give me an
goodness.
idea. She gave me an
Oh,
idea.
it's too many characters for here for chat. So let me do this. I'm gonna put it in a Google Doc for you, everybody.
Oh, my head is hurting.
Uh-huh. Told you.
I
Okay.
said it was worth my $90 signing up for this class.
Oh, that's even better. Grand World Voyage segment. So
Michael,
anybody
I don't believe it. Wow.
anybody watching this replay, y'all seeing it in real time. Stop making it difficult for yourself and just ask the AI. That's what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna copy this link and I'm gonna put the link to the Google Doc in here. There you go. So now all of you can get to it. All right. That's done. Took us a second. Imagine having to go to the website, copy, paste, find. Like, no, we don't need to do all that. We do not need to do all that. That's a funnel in itself. Download the Grand World Voyage segment for 2026, cruise the world. Here's the guide. You're done with it. Okay. That was exciting. Thank you for that, though. Let's go back to our browser. Where was I? Hold on one second. I got too many things going on.
I generated too much adrenaline on that one.
I like your excitement. That was good. So we're gonna go back to creating lead magnet, blah blah blah. Okay, so I have all my text. That's right. We were gonna go build now. So I'm gonna go to my high level account. I'll get y'all the link to, but please don't. If you don't have it already, make sure you meet with me before you sign up so that I can make sure you understand what you're doing and that you're ready. Okay. But I'll put the affiliate link in our group so we don't get too disrupted right now. But they have a ton of stuff that I haven't even tapped yet, like AI employee. That thing makes phone calls. Like it's all kind of stuff that they can do for you. But let's log in here to my sub account for We Merge Media. All right, so I might use some terminology that you're not familiar with. Just bear with me for the sake of our demo because I got 30 minutes left to create this. Now, what I like about High Level is like everything that you could possibly think of is going to be in here, and they have templates for everything. So as you can see, I have a number of different funnels. I'm on the funnels page. I can create websites. You can create stores. You can do webinars. So like even a webinar is a lead magnet. I could make a VO3 AI video webinar, which I haven't tested yet, and maybe this will be the time that I actually test it, and create that as a funnel. I'm really, really curious. I don't know if I have everything it needs. Create and manage a webinar funnel to register prospects. I think I might do it, y'all, because I'm curious. So let me do this. I may not have the video, but I can do a sample video. Let me go back and say, hey, chat, I'm going to do a webinar funnel instead. Please update my copy as needed. So I don't have to rethink like, oh, I got to do everything all over. I'm going to make a webinar channel, a webinar funnel, go back and update everything you gave me based on that. So now my captions are going to change. Want to learn how to create scroll stopping reels without tech overwhelm? Join me for a free webinar. Okay. So it gave me my social media, it gave me my video script, it updated all my emails for the promo. I'm gonna say I need my landing page copy again. So would you like a checklist to build your full webinar funnel? Yes, just give me all that stuff. So just like that, I decided I'm going to switch from this to that. I don't have to go and waste hours of time trying to figure out where all do I need to replace the word webinar. I can record this tutorial. I don't even have to be there. I ain't got to be waking y'all up on Saturday morning. I can record the video, put it in a webinar funnel, and just have people signing up and watching 24/7. So we have our new info. Okay, do you want the slide deck continue? I'm saying yeah to everything. Checklist, high level. Did it build the funnel, the landing page? I don't think so. Okay, so it's giving me a slide deck. I'm gonna ask for the landing page copy. Okay. Did you make the landing page copy? No. Yes, earlier in step 2. Okay, my bad. Okay, so it brought it back to me. So I've never done this before, so we're doing something kind of new. I hope y'all don't mind me experimenting. Um, I'm going to create a new webinar funnel. It says, do you want to do an on-demand webinar, which is for pre-recorded, which I do, or do you want to do a webinar funnel for a live stream webinar? I'm curious about both. Um, let's see. Let's do the on-demand first. Leverage, right? So it says, give me the details, give me your webinar, a name. So guess where I'm going to go? Oops, back to my ChatGPT. What are we calling this webinar? The webinar, behavior training, create a store relay AI. I'm going to call it all this. Copy. Select a form. So this is where I capture my lead. So right now I didn't create a form for it. So one step would be for me to go create my form. I think the instructions did say to create a form first so that you can follow along. I'm just going to go do that. So I'm going to go to forms because you need to have a form. I can add a form and I can use a template. So again, I don't have to overthink. Give me a template. And it's all these different templates. And I'm going to say webinar. Show me okay, they don't have a webinar. So I'm just gonna use like something simple. Sign up for free. Full name, email, phone, organization. Okay, that's good enough. I'm just gonna say continue because I can customize it even if it's not my brand colors and all that stuff. So we're in high level. I'm gonna name my form. So this is my VL3 webinar form. And then now I can just click here on each thing. So I have my first name, full name, email, phone. I'm gonna take organization. I'll leave it on there. Sign up button. Let's customize this a little bit. I know I only have so much time, but I'm gonna do it anyway so you can see what it's like. So let's see. Go back. I might not have a whole lot. I think this template, let me see. Themes, okay. So this little icon here, and this is the part that takes time that I always tell people when you're in high level, you just have to learn where things are, and that could take a little time. I'm gonna use this generic one. I like this one better. Okay. And this is a graphic image. So I'm gonna take this image out and I want to put my own image on here. I don't have an image for this yet, but I'm just gonna add one. Okay. Let me just upload one of my images from my workshop. I'm gonna use one from this workshop.
Could the garbage can fit in there or is it too big?
It will be kind of tall and it'll push
Okay.
the form down, but you could use any size, but I want to use something wide so that it doesn't push my form down. But yes, it would take it. So I can update the image later. Right now, I just want to make the form. So there's my image. I'm asking for a name. I'm gonna make that required. Email is gonna be required. Phone number, I'm gonna require it. And then organization, I want to change that to say business name. Okay. And then I got my sign up button, that white, I'm just gonna change it to like a purple. You can see there's a lot of customizations on here. I want to make my text white. Oops. Okay. So these are kind of faded. All right. Keep going, Mike. Don't waste so much time. Okay, so on submit. Once people fill out this form, I'm gonna most likely have to come back here and take them to the webinar page. But right now I'm just gonna leave this as is. Colors and background. Cool with the background color. Input background white. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave this stuff. So let me just hit save so that we have our form. Again, I'll make this more branded later. I want to go back to our webinars funnel, a new webinar. Put our name in. I'm gonna select my form. So here we go. Okay, so this is where select your pre-recorded webinar. So because I chose pre-recorded, it's gonna have me put my file in there. So I will want to have that ready. Let's pretend that I have it ready. I'm just gonna use one of my other videos stored here on high level. So initiated video encoding. Okay, so that'll be there. Hit it. Next. So now this is my webinar page. Now I've never been here before, so y'all seeing stuff for the first time, just like I'm seeing stuff for the first time. So all templates, my templates, or blank on demand. For the sake of time, I'm just going to choose this one and hit continue. Okay. So it took me out. That's weird. Yes, weird stuff like this happens sometimes. So I'll forewarn you. That's technology, though. Let's go back to our webinars and see if it is there. Okay. So create scroll stopping reels is there. What are my options here? I can edit, clone, upload to webinar. All right. So that page template that we chose is here. So let's just take a look real quick. So here's just a preview of what it would look like without me doing any branding or anything. So I have my page here that people would go to. So when I'm ready to either run an ad or post on social media, I would get this link and this would be the link I use. So on the top here, I have a section for a headline. I have a section here to kind of highlight the title of the webinar, what it's going to be. There's a section here I can describe. I can put my little bio about myself. So all the information that we had created, here's the confirmation page. So basically, after people fill out the form, they're going to be taken to this page that thanks them for registering. Click here to watch webinar. Okay. And then the webinar broadcast page. Here's our video. So it took our video. So all of that information is now built. So when you ask me how long it can take, essentially, had I known what to expect, I could have prepared for these things, but I didn't. But I'm actually glad we did it this way because now I have at least my template and it's just a matter of plugging in the information. So let's kind of take it a step further. And I want to just edit our homepage with some of the text that we got from ChatGPT and kind of customize this a bit. Now, if you ever use Wix or Weebly, like this is a website builder, just like most other website builders. If you're not a person that's going to do this on your own, you can hire somebody to do it for you. That's what we do for clients. We have people who just like, I know I can learn, but I don't want to. But you have the option to do it too. So I just want to kind of go through just some of the things so you can see. So my brand colors are like the purple, green, and like a mint green, purple, and pink I use oftentimes. So I can click up in this header, anything that I want to change, I can choose from my colors. This here on the background is a background image. So here, because I'm familiar with this, I can kind of get through this a little faster. I can come in here and I can choose backgrounds. I can choose anything that I've uploaded, or I can choose from some of the things that they have in here. So I'm just gonna maybe choose this one. Did that change? So I feel like something weird's going on because let me refresh real quick. You seeing the reality of it all. It looks pretty in the end, but sometimes getting there is not all that pretty. So this section here, I'm just going to choose a background color. So I could come and start plugging my text in here. I like that it has like the sign up form right here on the page. So this is for my title. Let me go back to ChatGPT. It says my headline should be this. I want to add a subtitle. Learn how to use Field 3. So I'm really just kind of taking the things that it gave me here and plugging it in. So what you'll learn, let's see, where do we put that? I could plug it in here. So I think it would be worth it for me if I was to take maybe, depending on how much time you have available, I could take 4 hours today, 2 hours today, 2 hours tomorrow, but I could have this funnel built out by Monday. Only thing that I don't have is my recording that I would use because I just kind of put a template version in here. But I'm just going to plug a couple things in. I think you get the idea that we would basically customize this. What I'm going to do is publish this or save it. I don't have a domain connected to it. And I just want to show you the automation part because that's the part that is important. Okay. So we're going to pretend this is all pretty and branded the way that I want it to be. So when people fill this information out and hit sign up, they're going to be taken to this page that says, thank you for registering, which I can customize and say, hey, thank you. I can say a little bit more. Here's your bonus item, blah, blah, blah. They will then click here to watch the webinar. And the video that I uploaded will start playing. It's probably still encoding because it takes like up to 30 minutes. So the video would start playing and they would be right here. So on this page, if I had an ad or a link and I said, hey, I'm going to teach you how to use VO3, people went through, filled that information out, end up on this page. They will watch my webinar. I could put a button down here to say, hey, if you really enjoyed that, become a help desk member and get your membership for continued support and learn how to do more things in AI. Or if you watch this video and you decided, I don't want to create my own videos, here's a button and we can do it for you. So all these different ways, but the point is that I captured. So here's where all the magic stuff happens. If I go back to the form that we built, I can go to submissions. I can choose my VO webinar form. So here I now have a lead. So everything that I put on that form is captured, my name, my email, all that stuff is here. I now have this person inside my system. So the other part of that is you can do your email marketing through here too. So let's say I wanted to create a campaign. I'm gonna say email marketing template. Just use one that I made before. Let's use one of these. So now what we're gonna do is create the automation part. And I'm still in the same software. So I can go back to ChatGPT and where's the part where it says send this email when they first sign up? Social reset welcome email. Okay, email 3 or email 2. Okay, so subject lines, here's the body. So I'm gonna copy this. I'm just gonna copy all this. Go back. Paste. So hi, first name. It's going to plug in the name from the form. Welcome. I'm so excited you grabbed the beginner's guide to creating reels with AI. All this stuff is here. I can put a link here to their PDF. Okay, let's say all that's good. I'm going to save that. And that form is there. So I could set this form up and an automation up that says when somebody fills out that form, send them this email. I can go back and I can do that for every email. And this is where your time savings comes in. So if I was to go and create those 3 different emails, step 1, email 2, email 3, whenever someone came in through that form that I created, I can create an automation that says send all the people that come to this form these sequence of emails and spread those out. So that's the automation tab. So let me just show you an automation real quick. They have recipe templates in here. So I want to do what they call a nurturing email, a drip sequence. I'm going to select that. And okay. So this says you can set up what's going to make this work. So I'm going to call this my webinar funnel automation. Trigger means what happens that makes this work. I'm going to say forms are submitted. And that form is my via webinar form. Okay. So here's where I can say when somebody fills that form out, do send email number 1. So I can choose that email. I don't think I gave it a name, but let's say I chose that email. Okay. It's going to save that and it's going to send that to them. Wait 1 day, or I can say wait 2 days, whatever I want. I can then say, was the email opened? If it was, do these things. If I don't want to trigger it based on that, I could just schedule my emails and say, wait 1 day and then send another email. And I'm just going to choose one. Okay. Now let's add another action. We're going to do a wait. I'm going to say wait 3 days. And then I'm just going to hit the plus sign. I want you to send another email. So this goes on and on and on as much as I want to. I can do emails, I can do text messaging, I can program this to work, and all of it happens just for the simple fact that somebody filled out that form. So I know I just kind of wrapped a bunch of stuff in there. I want to have some time for Q&A, but I wanted to just kind of show you how all that stuff can come together once you have all the pieces. But imagine if I had to think through all that stuff we did the first hour, and then I have to come, like, this is why it can take weeks and months sometimes because you get stuck with those things. So this is what it looks like to kind of do the work. And this is why you have the 30 days after our live trainings. If you're going to take this serious and you want to build something for your lead generation. Now I'm doing a webinar funnel, which is a lot. You ain't got to do that. Yours could be an ebook. It could be a video that you already have. But the thing is, like, once you create all that stuff, how are you going to capture the lead? Because that's what's going to build your list. So all of us agree that the things that we generated, the lead magnet idea that I had for the AI video, the ones we did for the business builder, like those things will get you a click. But once you get the click, you want to make sure you have the right infrastructure in place to capture it and then guide people through the following steps. All right. So let me see, we have some questions. Apparently my hand is up. We have a question from Toya, and then anybody else, we're going to have like an open floor, and then we're going to talk about what's next for next steps. So Toya, if you want to go ahead, you are muted. Oh, you're muted, Toya. Oops, hold on. I don't think she can hear me. Let me click that.
Okay, sorry.
There you go.
Are your follow-up emails the same as what's considered an autoresponder?
Yes.
Is that the same?
Same thing.
Okay, and I've noticed when you click on things on Instagram or whatever, all you get really too much junk from some of these people. They want you to, if you sign up for something, then they keep giving you pop-ups and pop-ups and pop-ups, and I find that irritating. I'll just stop in the middle of the process. But that's what this is.
Correct. And how much of that pop-up and pop-up stuff happens depends on the person who set it up. So like some people don't care that they annoy you. Some people are a little more mindful of it. So it's really just kind of up to you how that happens. Just because I did that don't mean that people are going to be annoyed forever. But I've seen people who have like daily emails until you unsubscribe, because they really want to get to the heart of the people that are serious about what they're doing. And they know their most interested people are going to be okay with it. And they kind of weed out the people who aren't. So it really just depends, but all that stuff's customizable.
Okay.
Yeah. Other thoughts or questions based on what we saw today? And I want to kind of hear from some of you about what you're going to do next. Okay.
I'm going to play with that stuff you generated with for me and see how I get it into my own chat GPT. I might even feed that. I didn't notice any prices, but my call to action would be call for a quote.
There you go. They have a reason
Um,
to contact you. Yep.
and I'm just going to play with that. And I have put this off for over a year, which is a
Mm.
shame. Now it's short time, so anybody who responds will have to be ready to go because the
Mm.
final payment has already come in. But we'll see. I'll
Yeah.
be ready for the next one.
Exactly. That's good. I love that. Elvira?
So will you be putting like the prompt and I guess kind of like the assignment?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that now.
Okay.
So two things that I'm going to do for everyone today. So your assignment for right now, I don't want you guys to get too far in the weeds, which is why I divided this up over 2 days. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to come up with your content for your lead magnet. All right, so decide like what you're going to offer, who you're going to offer it to. Use the AI agent that I'm going to put inside of our group to assist you with that so that you can get that information developed. Map it out, get the landing page copy, like do all the things that you need to do so that when we meet again, I want everybody to share, hey, here's what my lead magnet is, get feedback from the group to say, hey, would you click on this? Is this something that you would give up your contact information for? We want to have that on our next session. If anybody wants feedback on theirs before our next session, that's what our group is for. I built a channel inside of there called Build Your List with AI. That's going to be the best place to post comments and ask questions and all of that stuff. So your assignment is to use the AI assistant, build out your offer, your lead magnet, get all those things generated. I saved you tons of time. So like rather than me giving you all 5 prompts, I'll still give them to you. I'm gonna download this slide and put it in a group. I'll still give it to you, but you really can just use the link and it'll take you through the same process I went to and kind of and hash all that stuff out on your own. If you need support between now and our next day on the 26th, I'm gonna show you real quick how to get to the help desk and book a session. This might change a little bit, but for the most part, it's going to be the same. So our next one's Thursday at 4 p.m. Some of you already have a help desk membership where you just pay either monthly or annually, and you have access beyond 30 days. For some of you who just did the workshop, you have 30 days of help desk support, but you can get a subscription afterwards if you like. So let me just take you over to how to book a help desk session, and then I'm going to put our link to the GPT that I built with everything else. So hold on a second. I can't kind of share. I did. Okay. So let's go to our group. I'm gonna work on my funnel, webinar funnel this weekend. All right. So when you're inside of the help desk group, there's a tab called events. And in the events tab, you'll see a calendar. And on that calendar, I have to update because I was supposed to travel next week and now we're not going. So you're gonna see just like these, help desk on Sunday, Monday, Thursday. Sometimes I do Wednesdays. So if you want to book a help desk session, here's what you'll want to do. You'll want to click on the date. There's a link here. This add to calendar is not going to register you. So I just found this out afterwards. That's why I might have to change this. Click here and it's going to bring you over to this so that you can choose the date of what time you want to show up that day. Okay. fill all the information out, say what it is that your session is for. You get 15 minutes and then schedule it. You're going to get an email confirmation. This is all through High Level. So like I used to pay for Calendly. Now I don't have to because I have all my calendar stuff inside of High Level. But that's how you book a session. So if you want to get some help or some feedback on something that you're doing, that's going to be the best way to do it. Inside of our group, there's the Build Your List with AI channel. So this is where I put our Zoom details, all the stuff for today. This is where if you go into the post from this morning, you'll see the 5 lead magnet ideas we came up with. The recording is going to be here, the link to the GPT. I'm just going to put all this stuff here. All right. So any questions before we close out today?
My head is spinning, so I'm gonna go for my walk and come back,
All right.
take a breath and dive back.
Good, that's good. Yep, definitely. Because I know that feeling. I'm like every day I'm learning something new, and I'm just like, it's a lot. But you just have to kind of slow down, do what you need to do. Don't feel like you have to do everything. This is really just about knowing what's possible and then figuring out what's most important in your time frame. And that's why I want to break it down to pieces. Just use the AI assistant to kind of do the initial part, because then that'll get your ideas flowing. So I would love to capture if anyone can stay to share a couple testimonials with me if this session was worth it. I have a recording right now. That way I can just use it for future promotion. But I just want to hear from everybody if what was it? Was this session helpful for you? Let me see. Um, was this session helpful for you? And what are you looking forward to doing with the information you learned today is what I'd like to know. How was it helpful for you? Anybody can go.
I'm learning to embrace change. This workshop has helped me in just getting my mind onto the first step. And by you using my real life example, just blew me away. And it had nothing to do with being tech savvy. It had everything to do with having the right tool and the right coach. So it was worth my time and my money.
That's good to hear. Thank you. I'm glad that you got that out of it. I want people to see that it really can be that simple. And if you don't know something, say you don't know it, tell it so that they can help you. All right. Anybody else have any comments or review from today? If you can't speak, don't worry. It's okay. Elvira?
So I just want to say thank you as always, Mike. It's the help desk, it's the service. But for today, it's been again, it's eliminating those excuses and my overthinking and my lack of confidence. Like these things and these tools give me the confidence to know that I can do it, right? Because I'm not on my own, and it doesn't matter if I have the right kind of you know, like if I know how to ask the questions correctly or anything, it's just literally asking those questions and it being able to assist me further, like thinking that it's not gonna we put the question out there and it asked for more to help clarify our thoughts, right? And so far I always get like I get so far with my thought process, but then I go like, oh, okay, well, it's not enough. Like I know I'm missing something. And right there you showed us, even if we're missing something, that it's going to come back and help us to create that full picture for us. So I'm excited. So thank you.
You're welcome. And that's a big thing because it's like when it first came out, it wasn't as intelligent. And you almost had to feel like you had to be this prompt engineer and you have to do this and do that. And a lot of people still, I feel like when it comes to new AI technology like videos, when it's in the early phase, I feel like you do have to be very knowledgeable in how to use the terms. But like once it gets to a certain point, you can be more natural with it. Like we just said what we didn't know, and they say, "Hey, I need a little bit more." It gave us examples, so I'm glad you picked up on that. And don't put that pressure on yourselves to feel like you have to ask the perfect question. Just ask what you need to know and respond to it as it needs, and it'll get you there.
You know, and I think social media puts that pressure on us as well because they advertise like, oh, the perfect prompt, or are you asking ChatGPT correctly, or like, but they're just trying to really sell their
They're trying to build their list with AI. Now
yes,
we know, right?
and so then it's just like, oh, well, maybe I don't know enough to do it and stuff like
Exactly.
that. But so yes,
They're playing on our fears and our lack of confidence. So, yep.
yes, they
Awesome.
got me.
All right, we got 2 minutes. Anyone else before we close out? If not, that's okay. Don't worry about it. You can also write a testimonial from today if you'd like to. More than welcome. All right. Well, thank you all for your time today. It was fun. Thank you for getting up early on a Saturday morning. I'll be inside the help desk group, and I will put that link in there right away while this video is processing, so you don't have to wait. And then I'll add the video once it's done processing. All right. Have a good Saturday, everyone. Thank you.